So if you are below 20, this video is for you. So I want to talk about some of the mistakes I made before I got to 20. So there are some mistakes I made before I got to 20, and if you are below 20, I need you to watch this video because I want to share with you some mistakes I made before I got to 20 and how you yourself could actually avoid them and what I should have done instead of taking the route I took right now. It would have made me a better person, a more richer person, a more communicative and connected person as well. If I hadn't made those mistakes, I would have had a better, will I say, mid or late 20s, if you ask me. But this mistake, I made them too early, or probably I wasn't aware. And they say information actually brings a lot of productivity. So this mistake, I was not aware about them. And if I had known, I would have done these things before time. You understand? I would have done these things before time. And so if you are below 20s or you are just getting started in your 20s, this advice is for you. All right. So the first mistake I made before I got to 20s or in my first 20s, in my early 20s, the first mistake I made was not learning a skill. All right. So I learned a skill at, let me say, the mid part of my 20s, and if I had known, I would have learned that skill at the early part. I would have learned it by 18, 19. And that would be a digital skill. I would have learned a digital skill by 18, 19 if I had known. But I wasn't aware about much about the digital world. All I was just aware about is people that press their phone to bring out money. But I didn't know that there were all kinds of things you could do on the internet to produce money for you. And so I was not familiar with it. So, but if you are below 20 right now, this is the digital age. Find a digital skill to learn. It's going to pay you as much as those people that press their phone and bring money. And you understand? So find a skill to learn. And number two mistakes I made is not connecting with many people. Now, when you're in your early 20s, you keep lying to yourself that you're an introvert. You want to stay on your own, blah, 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 blah. And the real truth is, there is no money in staying in your own. So if you decide to say, I want to be on my own, I want to do my thing myself. See, let me tell you, the truth is, money is in the hands of strangers. And if you try to stay on your own, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need these people, you don't need that people. At the end of the day, you become broke. Because the money you're looking for is with that person that you're not communicating with. So what I would have done at my early 20s, I would have connected with more people, like talk to more people, meet more people. That would have been what I would have actually done. The second thing I would have actually done, which is trying to make awareness, let people know me, trying to just build more connection. Because I think at my late 20s now, I feel that the connection I have built over the years is what is actually sustaining me right now. So if I had more sense before my 20s, I would have even better connection and have better people around my life right now. So that is the second thing I would have done before my 20s. So if you are before 20s or you are in your early 20s, start doing it right now. Let me tell you. Now, the third thing I would have actually done is read more books. Yes, I didn't read enough book before my 20s. I didn't read enough book. I would have read a lot of business book, and especially book on management. See, it's more easier to open a business than it is to manage a business. I'm telling you the truth. It's more easier to open a business. Starting a business is not a big deal. Say, hey, I want to start a business. It's not a big deal because you can easily get the capital. But you see, business management, oh God. I told my friend, I said, if I will ever have a chance to go back to the university, I'll go and study business management. Now I'm trying to grow myself on managing a business. But then, business management is something I would have paid more attention to. So I would have read more book about finance, about entrepreneurship, about business, about management that could actually help me in where I'm actually heading to. No matter the career you are heading to at the end of the day, you need this skill. You need management. You need entrepreneurship. You need to understand how to communicate and lead people. So I would have read more book if I had actually known more. Well, they said experience is the best teacher. So I've experienced it. It's not left for you to actually either experience it or learn from my own mistake. So number three thing I would have loved to do is I would have loved to read more book about management, business, entrepreneurship, money, and spirituality. So I wouldn't be where I am now. You understand, guys? So try as much as possible to add that to your portfolio. Read more books if you are below your 20s. So the fourth thing I would have actually done if I were to be below my 20s, the fourth thing I would have actually done is I would have invest more money in the stock market. Now, at my early age, I was seeing some sort of funds, like somebody might give me this amount, I want it to buy this rubbish I don't need. Somebody give me this, spending money on clothing that you do not need, spending money on things that you do not need. And as small those little amount, see, as low as this, I later ended up knowing that as low as this is 500 naira. As low as this 500 naira, I could buy stock from the stock market. I could buy shares from the stock market. So if I was actually aware, if I actually had sense then, if I actually had sense, I would have buy something with this. Like, this thing now is like one biscuit, right? Right now, the current value of this is one biscuit. Biscuit they used to sell 15 naira. The current value of this is that. But I would have bought international stock. I would have created a Trove account, maybe Bamboo account, Trove account, or Web.ng. Bought international stock with this, and no matter how small it is, it would have emulated to something, right? I bought GT Bank shares some years ago, and currently it's actually doing well. So if I had spent this 500 buying shares from different companies, I will tell you by now I should be worth something more, if I could say something more. So I could worth something more, because at those early days we do not have what we use the money for, do we? We don't. That's just the truth. We don't. You give it to friends, give it to girls, give it to, you don't have any tangible thing you're saying, okay, at 18, 19, 16, 17, 18, 19, I'm using this money to do this thing. No, most people don't. Actually, I don't know of other, but most people don't. So as at that point, I would have just download the stock trading application from Play Store or App Store, and then just start dropping money there. So number 5 tips, or the fifth thing I would have actually done in my below 20s or my early 20s, the 15 I would have actually done is savings. Yes, saving. I'm a very big fan of saving. I know a lot of people tell you savings is shavings is this. At the end of the day, I'm a very big fan of savings. Like, see, investment can go sideways. Although, okay, both of them have their downside. Inflation affect money you keep in the bank, in your savings account, according to Matthew Shewolo, your savings account, and at the same time, your investment can go sideways. I'm telling you, your investment can go sideways. Someone that I know said they convinced him to buy a land in a certain place, that in the next 5 years the land will be profitable, and this and this and this. Now this is like 8 years later. Nobody has gone to that place. If you even take me there, I won't even go and buy land there. That's just the truth. See, investment can go sideways. That is for real estate. Now stock can actually go sideways. One time I bought Tesla. Tesla went down, like the dip was so deep that I was dipped. So, but the money I have in the bank is still the money I have in the bank. Now the economy will have inflation, deflation, everything. The value goes down, yes, but then my money is still my money. 50,000 naira is still 50,000. Yes, I would have started some kind of savings, maybe piggyvest savings or something. Just be saving as little as possible. 100 naira, 200 naira, 300, 400, 500, 1,000. I'm telling you, in your 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you have a lot of money. I'm telling you, you have a lot of money, because you do not have what do I call it, bills payment. You don't have a lot. Okay, right now I have to pay my rent, I will have to power my light, so it's actually okay, because you don't have bills that you're paying now. So what am I doing with my money? So you could actually be using it to save. So I think that's the 5 things I would have done if I were still below the 20s. But I'm actually happy right now, so it's not left for you guys. So I've actually given you what I would have done in my own place. So it's not left for you to now figure out what you can pick out from this video and do what you can do for yourself. So I wish you guys well. Don't forget to follow me.